Hey guys, it's Jill and I'm back with another process video. This time I am doing a process in my Traveler's Notebook. This is volume 3 for 2017 and I am using Gossamer Blue kits primarily from April and a Traveler's Notebook from Webster's Pages. I'm starting this book off with the 6x4 Life Pages card that says April. I did already start the month of April at the very end of volume 2, but I wanted to use this Life Pages card, so I'm sticking it in this book instead. So I am doing a tip-in with this Life Pages card. I'm using washi tape to insert it into the book. I'm also using adhesive behind the washi tape to really make sure that this sucker is stuck in this little traveler's notebook. I find that using adhesive with the washi tape really ensures that it's going to stay and not fall out of my book. So I'm doing the tip-in with some washi tape. I believe, sorry, my cat is right beside me, so if you hear purring, it's my kitty. I believe this is maybe a Doodlebug washi tape from my stash, and most of the other stuff I'm using came from Gossamer Blue. So I'm starting this notebook off with a little Snapchat selfie that I took of myself. Something silly. This photo was taken Monday, and I don't know. It's just one of those days where I was tired towards late afternoon and feeling kind of silly while my girlie was chilling out after school. So I'm stapling a exclusive wood veneer tab to the top of my page. The thing I like about these wood veneer tabs is that they are super thin. That means that they are not going to add very much bulk to your traveler's notebook, and you can staple through them. So I completed that page after matting my photo on another Life Pages card, and here I decided to get into my stash of Crate Paper Oasis collection. I had received some of these pieces in the Gossamer Blue kit, and then I also had some from another design team. So I store my scrapbook stuff by collection most generally. So I decided to use a scrap piece of the Oasis paper, and this photo is from when Quinn was playing beach, and it just worked out perfect. So the piece of paper wasn't the full length of my notebook page, so I decided to add some washi along the bottom. And then I'm going to add some of the Crate Paper ephemera. I'm using a tag and the gold flamingo. And to adhere those to the page, I use the Xyron Light, and I got a full sticky on the back of those pieces. I think I might pull out that machine here in a second. I can't remember if I left that in or not. I recorded myself working on this for around 40 minutes, and then I sped up the video to double time, and I still had to edit out about, I think, maybe 4 minutes of footage. So that's why there's some kind of stops and goes and skips in this video, because I couldn't go over 15 minutes because YouTube doesn't like that. So here I am using the Xyron Light. I like this because you can get big pieces of ephemera in there and get full sticky back coverage. I find that with the Traveler's Notebook, the thing that I'm most concerned about is making sure that everything is tightly adhered to the pages. Because these are not in a pocket page or in a page protector, it is very important to me that I use really strong adhesive. I find that the rolls of double-sided tape, a lot of the double-sided tape I use is the Sticky Thumb brand by American Crafts. I also like the Scotch double-sided tape that's on a roll, like a regular tape dispenser. I really want my stuff securely stuck down. So I'm deciding how to further embellish this, and I think what I do is I end up using one of these page flags or sticky flags and some My Mind's Eye mini market stickers from my stash. So I just spell out the word beach. That sums up what Quinn's playing in the photo, and I go from there. I also decide to add in a crepe paper sticker. I use a little pineapple just for some color. Making sure to really adhere everything down. Even though this little sticky note is sticky, it's a removable adhesive on these sticky notes. They're designed to work in your planner. So I wanted to make sure I put adhesive on the back of that flag as well. So I'm not doing a theme in my notebooks. I'm not doing, I mean, this is just like a little snapshot of our daily lives that's documented chronologically throughout the year. So my goal is to use up my Gossamer Blue kits. That's my first goal in doing this. My second is, of course, to have a chronological memory keeping since I don't scrapbook in order. So I'm not someone who could do like well, I can. If I do a mini album, it's really hard for me to get through the entire thing because I get tired of using one line of products. So if I'm doing a mini album, which honestly I don't do them very often, let's be honest. If I were to do one though, and to use just one collection of products, I would have a hard time with that. So I bounce around some. It's nice with the Gossamer Blue kits that while the kits do coordinate, there's variation between the kits every month. As far as the kits per month, the kits also kind of flow color-wise and palette-wise from one month to the next. So I'm getting cohesion and a nice transition throughout my books, but it's really not that big a deal to me if they don't all coordinate, if that makes any kind of sense. So I decided to use a tag on this page as well. This was a Gossamer Blue exclusive tag, and I used a tag for this, and then I used a piece of black and white twine just for a little decoration, and I use another label from that same package to stamp a sentiment. But I wanted to have a little bit of cohesion between these two pages since they face each other. However, I don't always work like that. Today, that's just how I felt, so that's what I did today. So I used tags on both pages to map the photos. That doesn't mean that I will do that for every 2-page little spread in my traveler's notebook. That's just what I felt like doing today. So I'm not really super consistent with how I do things all the time. But I liked how this little spread turned out. So maybe I'll try to do that more often, try to make my pages coordinate a little bit better because I am very pleased with the outcome. So I stamp, I think the words, "oh yeah." My daughter was showing my mom and my sisters how she can tie her shoes now. So, and then I used one of the other sticky notes for my journaling box. So that is that page. And now I'm moving on to another photo from the same day. This is from Thursday. And my niece, who lives near my mom and 2 of my sisters, is walking around on a broken foot right now. She has a cast. I feel bad for her. She's a nurse, and so obviously she can't work right now. So this was a picture of April and I on my mom's front porch, and we're laughing about her broken foot. You know, it's either one of those, you laugh or you cry. Make a choice, and you have to either laugh or cry because the situation's just not going to get any better. So poor April. I decided to add a wood veneer tab. I adhered that to the back of the photo, and I'm going to mat this picture onto another Life Pages card. I think I said earlier, I'm trying to kill my kits as best as I can. I used to hoard my kits, and I didn't like that feeling, and I didn't like having the leftover. So now, like with the April kits, I'm down to basically embellishments. I've used up all of the paper except for one sheet of paper from the planner kit and a few scraps. So now I'm using the Life Pages cards up to try and kill the kit. I don't think that I will probably ever be able to use up all the embellishments you get in the Gossamer Blue kits because it's pretty generous how much we get. So I'm using the Life Pages cards to map my photos. I'm using them as tip-ins. I don't do pocket pages at all anymore, and so this is the best way for me to use up the Life Pages cards. I also use them on my scrapbook pages. Sometimes there will be a quote or a saying that is relevant to a page I'm working on, so I will just put the card on a page. Or again, I'll use it to mat a photo on a scrapbook page. So I'm decided to do another tip in. I honestly, it was the colors of the card that I liked. You better believe it. I mean, it's a saying that works for just about anything, right? So it isn't a perfect match to what these 2 pages will be about, but it goes with it just fine. So I'm not somebody who enjoys rifling through all of my stash and finding the perfect item. I don't have the patience to do that. Here's what I'm working with. It's on my desk. This is what I'm going to use. So that's just me. So I tipped in that Life Pages card. Again, I used adhesive behind the washi tape to really make sure it was securely adhered to this little layout. And I'm adding in my date stamp using the same roller stamp that I've been using. And then I decided to add in the word documented, which is from another Gossamer Blue exclusive stamp set. So for that, I use a Hero Arts ink called Tide Pool. Again, I like the color. It kind of flows with the pages, goes with the Life Pages card. So that's why I added in a bit of color. And then I will also stamp on another Life Pages card for the photo that's going to go on the other page. And I'll use the same Tide Pool ink. So again, a little cohesion between the pages. So going to adhere this down and placing it so the date and the sentiment will be to the top right of where the photo is. I don't like to do everything the same on every single page. You know, I could stamp the date at the top in the center every single layout in my traveler's notebook. And while that would be nice and uniform and have complete consistency throughout the notebook, that's just not fun for me. I think it's nice when you go back and you have a lot of cohesion throughout a little notebook or traveler's journal or whatever. But for me, the process is the fun part, not the end result or the end project. So it's more fun for me to kind of stamp things differently, change things up here and there. So I'm going to go ahead and start working on the next photo. What I was wanting below the picture of my niece and I was another embellishment of some sort, but at this very moment I didn't have anything handy that I wanted to use. So I decided I would just go ahead and move forward with getting the next photo matted in onto the page. So you can see on the right side of that Life Pages card, I did some repeat stamping in the white area. It is a stamp that says love, and it says love vertically. I thought that just kind of went with the photo. It's another Snapchat photo, this time of the giraffe, and I think it's a springbok or a gazelle or something. It's me and Quinn, and I thought it was pretty cute, so I wanted to document that. I'm taking another thin wood veneer, and I'm going to spray it with a Shimmers ink that's fairly close in color to the Tide Pool. And I used my Xyron to adhere that as well. I love that these wood veneer are thin enough to go through a Xyron machine. So I think I'm getting fairly close to the end of this video. Yep, I add the date, and then that's all I've got. Thanks.